Alright, we're kicking off here. Get us back over here to the cathedral. Oh, that's nice. Not set correctly. Whatever. Hurdle number 1. Alright, good there. La-dee-da. Alright. Alright, we have here the current state of affairs after last week's combat, minus Celestial being in a state of ready. Hit point totals appear to be correct. Your characters recently progressed into this first area of the cathedral, doing battle with a spined devil and his 3 pirate... man, I don't know what to call them now. Huh. Just kind of...
Slaves?
Yeah, right. All on that accord as well. So...
I would call them the pirates.
Yeah, we did have a little bit of that going on as well. And you can see here further to your west, there are more curtains leading further into the cathedral, and here on the east side there are stairs ascending to an additional level.
Quaintance, I tell ya, quaintance.
A question about the stairs. Does it look like it goes up to like a balcony area or a totally other floor?
Well, let me double check.
Or is it not visible from here?
It definitely goes up to another floor.
We should clear out this floor first to make sure that we don't get followed from behind.
Okay, well, which section of the curtains do you want to try your hand at?
Well, I think stealth is out of it because of the fact that we've had this huge combat here that anybody on the other side of the curtains could have heard what's going on. So we might as well just go straight forward to here.
Feasibly, just keep in mind the ambient earthquakes, lightning strikes, and Avernus sounds that are always going on. Alright, so you're going in right there.
I peer behind the curtain.
Hey, look at that. That's a way to do it. You clear this thing out your way then. I think it's going to be easier to just remove the whole thing altogether, so bam! There we go. So you can see into the darkness ahead. There are a couple of guys here wearing cultist masks, and they appear to be gathered around some kind of central oval-shaped platform. And in addition to that, as you peer back the curtains, you also notice that the ceiling in this area is either missing or it's kind of collapsed on a downward slope the further west you go into the chamber.
What it says? Do they notice us at this point? Does anyone stealthy want to go take a crack at him before us plated people wander in, or shall I go forth and draw their fire?
They do not notice. Sounds like full guns ahead.
I like this plan.
All right. Let's.
Can't hear you, Don.
If Grulok and I keep pace with each other as we move forward, the two of us could create this wall for you guys to fight behind us. And maybe they won't notice us until it's too late.
That is a sound tactic, Slothfield. Sounds like a good idea to me.
What about this other curtain to the south of us?
It probably also goes into this room. So if we don't want to split our forces up.
All right, let's stop talking about it and get going.
As Grulok is not keeping up.
Well, to kind of complicate things, my screen is frozen, so I am working on it, and I know Dan's not because it's like. I'm really hoping that makes you feel right. I'm literally, it's like the whole map is grayed out, and I'm frozen. So I'm gonna close it out and be right back in. Dan, I'm not doing this on purpose. I really am not.
Dan, one of the things they do for relief at the dispatch centers, they grab a little stack of papers and just throw it.
But then you have to pick it up again.
See, this man knows what's up. I'm just going to end up stressing myself out more if I do that, because I'm going to have a big old mess to clean up later, and I like to keep my shit meticulous. That's why this kind of stuff...
Wow.
Why don't you attach little threads to the pieces of paper, and then when you throw them up, you just gather all the threads and bind it back up?
Oh, goodness, Don.
Just get some Nero spell packs and start throwing them.
Alrighty. Well, we are now at a point where this guy is going to see your approach. These guys here, well, the other one moved out of your current line of sight, but this monstrous entity here, I'll give you a zoom in on it. Kind of dragon-like creature. It instantly looks over as your characters begin walking in, and I'm just going to move Grulok up there next to Celephiel. I think that was the plan, right? As the two of you were going in together?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll at least have you there. I'm going to move Rhea in a little step as well, and this will be where the surprise round initiates. All of your characters may take your full turn, I believe. I'm not going to look up the surprise rules now. You may take your full turn, and I will take my full turn as well. So we'll roll initiative just between your characters and my character there. Alright, so that puts us with Jung-hoon in the top initiative slot, familiar place for him. So as this creature looks over at you, almost instantly, it kind of bounces back and forth between the members of your group. You hear infernal speech in your head that is basically taunting you and describing the vile things that will be done to your tortured body, and how even the pain will not stop there, and this devil's going to go find your family. Of course, for most of you, this is just fiendish sounding speech in your head, but for a few of you, you're kind of like, oh man, crap. So, Zhang-Hoon, you have the first.
And then I'm back in and working right now.
All right, brother.
Nobody says that about my mom. So I'm gonna run forward, and I don't have enough move to. Well, I'm gonna run forward and use a range attack.
See how this API script works for us.
Okay, when I get to the corner, I can see this other one, and I shout back, "There's more of them in here!" And then I'm going to punch this one.
Okay. This will be with advantage. This guy you're catching completely from behind. He kind of turns around as you're shouting, like, huh? Well, my AC is a 12. And the first 2 hits are enough to bring me down, so if you had any movement left over to get to somebody with that unarmed strike, you could do so.
I don't.
Okay, well that guy just lets out a strangled gargle as you catch him from behind, and he's dead before he hits the floor. And here comes Grulock, ready to inflict some pain.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. So Grulock also does not appear to be very happy with the comments about his familial members. So he's going to start to kind of move forward.
And more of these guys speak Infernal than I knew.
Move at an angle. Gets to that spot. So 25. Right at this 25 feet. The little lip, is that a raised area? It's like an elevated area, or is it just like a little wall? Or...
I believe it is elevated. Now that we've got enough in here, I'll go ahead and read the description for this particular chamber.
Okay.
In addition to the missing ceiling / collapsed part of the room, which is still further west than any of you have gotten at this point, you find an altar resting on a raised dais in this broad hall, made of beautifully polished teakwood. It takes the shape of a gauntleted hand clenched into a fist. A large lever stands next to the altar, suggesting that it has some sort of mechanical function. It is a raised dais, I'd say about 3 feet up.
Feet up. Okay. With this last bit of movement, if I get to about, I'm just gonna put my character there. Can I the 3 feet? Do I need to do any type of athletics, or is this assumed I can get up there and on that edge?
It's small enough you can get up there.
Okay, so he'll get there. Man, he's just out of range. Just trying to think.
Does he have a halberd?
I do, but I don't have it currently equipped. Actually, I didn't necessarily say any weapon I had equipped, did I?
Yeah, you haven't drawn anything.
So I could. So Dan, I can draw the from our conversations earlier. I could draw that and use it.
Are you gonna draw a snake? It sounds like you got a snake next to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. My shirt. I was scrunched up. I leaned forward, and it probably hit my T-shirt with the mic.
It sounded like you got a rattlesnake there that you're about ready to throw on this guy. Jeez.
So this is a snake. This is a snake.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope, rope.
You do get your interaction, one
Okay.
free interaction per turn, and you can use that to draw a weapon.
Okay, I will do that, and then I'll attack with the halberd twice. So on the first attack, there you go. Should be showing.
Okay, that's going to take away most of that guy's health.
Okay. And then if he's still up, which I'm assuming he is. Oh, let me double check. Okay. And now with the second attack. Trying to run him through the chesticle area. Yes, that's what they're called, Justin. Sorry. Does that hit?
That's a dead dude.
Nice. So he'll kind of stab him and lift him up in the air a little bit and throw him down on the ground and be looking for his next victim. And it'll be end of turn.
Okay. And as two of them are now dead, the one that noticed you up here on the top is shouting at all of them in Infernal, but still doesn't appear to be catching their attention quick enough to prevent what may be about to happen from Nadir.
Thinking about using a fireball. Obviously, altered to not use fire, but these guys are pretty small. They're going down pretty quick.
I mean, if you're scared, that's fine. If you're scared,
I'm
that's
not
okay.
scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. But,
You ain't scared.
I will focus on this demon though. I'm gonna hit him with a chill touch to see what kind of how tough this guy is.
Okay. Definitely a hit. I'll take full from the necrotic and about 10% of my health bar, it looks like.
Okay, that's it, UT.
Alright, what you got, oh holy paladin of Tyr?
Okay, I am going to move my regular move, and let me see where that ends up. I'm going to return in Infernal. Your words do not scare us. We shall prove valiant in this endeavor, foul beast. And I'm ready in action so that if, you know what? Instead, I'm going to do a dodge.
Dodging it up. Alright. Let's see what Ray has got. She is going to do her For the Hellriders chant and 30-foot move, followed by a dash action for an additional 30 feet, and establish the backside of the flank on this creature just in case it's got thoughts of running into whatever this alcove is that she's found herself in. Over to Dag.
Okay, I'm gonna move forward over towards the two meat shields And then I will be casting a spell. And I will give Celestial. Did I say it correctly, Don?
That's correct.
All right, Celestial, here you go. Mwah.
So what's your spellcasting ability modifier?
Let me double check. I think it's 6.
Probably 3.
Spell attack bonus. Stupid.
You use intelligence for casting spells, right?
Yeah, so it's a 3. Sorry.
All good. And then Panzer's turn.
Correct. Panzer will move up and be on my right flank.
Okay. After that,
And
Luke.
he will dodge, obviously, and that's my end of turn.
Okay. And Lulu will follow that up, just establishing a position next to Nadir. Nadir gets that warm, fuzzy feeling of being next to this adorable little creature. And dead last in the initiative is the devil creature. What do we got? Okay, so it will draw its long sword and take a swipe at Rhea, and it will also take a slash with a claw. And I think we're going to get reckless. Take these attacks with advantage, but leave myself wide open. Okay, well, I guess at least doing that took away the natural one, made it a successful slash, getting through Rhea's armor. And before we get to the next round, let's get everybody else in on the initiative here. Okay, Jong-hoon still holding the top spot.
Gonna run down and try to get this one.
Oh, goodness gracious. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check there for Jong-hoon.
A save or a check?
Check. Alright. So quarterstaff successful. Second quarterstaff finishes the guy off, and he's kind of falling to the ground as you're coming up with a roundhouse kick that just catches air. And fortunately, instead of falling flat on your face, you kind of fall uncomfortably a bit to a knee and just kind of like, yeah, I meant to do that.
It's all part of the move. So do I have to spend movement to get back up?
No, you're not fully prone.
Okay.
Not even a little bit prone. You're still normal.
Okay, so then I have some movement left. So I will just move back there. End of turn.
All right, James, what do you got for your turn?
Well, I'm going to start moving towards the next threat, which to Gurlug looks to be one of those enemies down below. So he's going to move along the edge a few feet.
I don't know, bro. Pan. No, whatever. Do your thing.
The what now?
No, go ahead and do your thing. I'm trying to train myself to interject less opinion during your turns because it's not proper.
So I move about 20 feet to this location. It's only 3 feet down, so I shouldn't have any problem just coming down to that guy's level.
Right.
And does that attack gives me an opportunity? If not, I can move over to the like a 45 degree if I need to.
Oh yeah, you've got double advantage technically. You've got a flank advantage, plus he left himself wide open with his reckless attack.
Right. Okay. So I will go ahead and roll the attack. Still have the halberd. Does that hit?
I think so. Let me just check one thing real quick.
Well, it's with advantage, so I guess the 21 would still hit. I forgot it's with advantage, so maybe the 21.
We'll check it out later. Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay. So that's what that first one. I'm assuming it's still up, and he will follow up with a second one. So it's pretty much trying to stab. He stabbed down as he dropped down and moved. Following up with another strike.
6 back.
Oh, okay. Pretty much exact same thing.
Yep, that will hit. I forgot to apply my resistance to the first attack, so that's why the second
Cool.
attack did hardly anything.
Alrighty, and yeah, that'll be end of turn because he pretty much came down and is trying to impale the thing on the halberd right now.
Gotcha. Okay, let's move it back east to Nadir.
Just keep hitting him with that chill touch because I'm not sure if these guys normally would have a regen or something, so this will keep that from happening just in case.
Okay. That's a hit with the advantage, so 13 more necrotic, I got it. And over to Celephiel.
Through the might of Tyr, I smite you.
AC is exactly 15.
Okay, and I am going definitely do smite.
Wow. Well, that hurt.
And then my final attack.
Oh, yeah.
I think that hits.
Oh, yeah.
Let it go!
Well, so much for the white Abishai.
Iquinsawocha! Let me guess. White devil.
Wow.
You killed Ace Ventura.
Oh, that's the end of my turn in case you didn't know.
Gotcha. Thank you. Okay, so Rhea watches this creature just get annihilated before her eyes. I mean, she kind of walked up to provide a flank that, in retrospect, turned out to be unnecessary and took 11 hit points for her troubles. And she just kind of gives a raised eyebrow of appreciation at Nadir, Celefiel, and Grulok. Like, shit, alright. And she's going to head on over southwest and see if she can take care of this cultist that just happens to be standing right there. Okay, takes a slash out and hits the cultist one time. The second slash catches air, and she briefly loses hold of the weapon, but manages to kind of kick it in midair back to her position, catching it with the same hand that she lost it in, and in the same motion just stabbing out with her silver dagger that you guys were kind enough to gift her with last week, and finish off that cultist. So, sliding it back east to the Artificer. What you got?
Well, change of plans. I was going to do the charge thing, but since that didn't happen, all I'm going to do is just a regular move to keep up with the two meat shields and just keep the pace so I don't fall behind like I did last week.
I'm offended by that term. I am a sentient being with superior combat ability that makes good tactical decisions. I prefer to have a couple more names, sir. But, you know, just something to reference for maybe later.
Well, that's exactly what I said. I called you a meat shield. That's what it is.
I like meat, but I am not meat. I just ingest it. It goes in my body. So I guess, never mind.
Bah, your anvil's cracked. Just hit things.
All right. Is that it for Dag? Just moving and chatting?
Copy. End of turn. Sorry.
All good. Okay. The sound of infernal barking can be heard coming from the south side of this chamber.
Sounds like more of them stupid dogs.
I'd really like to hear Dan give us infernal barking.
It sounds pretty much like Brian Griffin. It does not look like anybody can see it just yet, but it's definitely coming from somewhere down here.
I do see.
You might see, but I don't hear. Moving on to the cultist.
No, I see this guy right over here.
Oh, yeah, that's not even what I was pinging. But speaking of the guy that you do see, the final cultist of the lot, kind of looks across the dais at the slaughter that has just occurred, and while he does not see anybody directly charging at him... Oh, goodness. There he is. I'm just gonna... Man, I hope nobody notices me. I'm just gonna slide back behind this curtain here. And...
Nope.
Yeah, right. I was just kind of searching something, and then all of a sudden, here comes this party of murderers that just kill all my friends, and I think I'm just gonna kind of move back here and hope they didn't see me. And Lulu will just keep up the pace, move back a little bit in here. That guy's dead. Okay, so Jong-hoon, your turn.
Gotta see what's up down here.
Hey, there's those dogs.
I cannot get to them, so I'm going to throw darts at this one.
Okay. He found another cultist hiding out down there too. He was going to let the dogs kind of move up and hopefully take advantage of them.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Who let the dogs out?
Sadly, their AC is 15, so that's 2 misses right there. And for those of you using ranged weapons and having your ammo automatically erased, just remember after every combat you can collect half of that, round it down, add it back to your inventory. Grulak, your turn.
Okay. So he's going to start moving. Seem to have lost sight of him. Where do I hear that commotion or movement?
The dog's barking is on the exact opposite side of this dais from where you are. Complete south side.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, he's going to start moving that way. He's going back up on top of it because if it doesn't hinder me, he's going to go that way. It's the shortest route. The centerpiece is that's a lot more elevated, isn't it?
It definitely is. It's a gauntleted fist that's massively sized. It's probably a good 12 feet high.
Okay, so he's gonna move alongside it to its, I guess it would be the east side, and I'm gonna double move, just keep moving that way.
Dash action for the extra move. Okay.
So put me right up there, and that'll be end of turn for me.
All right, Justin, that brings it back over to you.
The air right there be like 15 feet up. You said the gauntlet's 12, so I assume there's room near the ceiling.
Oh yeah. Well, in this area that you're in, the ceiling is either absent or it's just in pieces of rubble all over the floor around you. But you've definitely got more ample space above you.
Okay, so yeah, I get about 15 feet up so I can be above this hand thing. And I'm like kind of looking around and see what I can see.
Okay. The lever that is nearby this gauntlet is only 10 feet from your current position. Oh, hanging the wrong screen. Jeez. There we go. It's right down there. Otherwise, you do see a bit of a shift in the curtains to the west, right over here. Although The curtains are kind of shifting in and of themselves in different areas depending on the wind and the draft that's in the room. But I'm not sure if your character ever had line of sight to the guy that was just there or not.
I did not. My perception sucks ass. So
Oh, yeah, true.
I'm just going to be up here and ready in action because I can't even see the hounds from my position yet. So I'll wait till I know there's hounds down there, so I'm assuming they'll show up at some point. So when an enemy comes within my line of sight, I will cast Sublime.
Okay, let's see what Celestial has.
Now ready in action for if something comes at me, I will swing at it.
Okay.
And I say in Infernal, I can see you behind the curtain. Come on out, and you will be killed.
Oh, you've convinced me.
Come out, so you will be killed. That is awesome.
Well, it comes down to that.
Don't you mean
Shouldn't that have been or?
Fine, fine. Come out, or I will kill you.
Come out,
But I can't lie. So,
That's beautiful. I'm laughing so hard.
I can just see that cultist be like, wait,
Oh, no, certainly.
Hey,
I'll be
man.
right out.
that was supposed to be a whore.
I'm coughing. Oh.
Okay. Hey, mute your muke. Mute your mic. My devil who is hiding behind these curtains, Grulok and Celestial get a brief glimpse at as I step out from behind those curtains, armed with a heavy crossbow. I take aim on Jong-hoon with that and deliver a successful shot for 12 piercing, it would appear, less any deflect arrows.
Right, I do have that.
Oh, I didn't catch you there.
I do have that now.
Ah. Not bad. Turns 12 into 1. If I know the mechanic correctly.
that is correct, Dan.
Okay, well, on Rhea's turn, she will keep pace with Grulok. And just move 25 feet south along the dais, bringing it back to Dag's turn.
Okay, my short little dwarf legs don't do a whole lot for speed, so I'm just going to move again this time and speak again. But I do have a question. I'm not sure how the mechanic will work. I don't think I can do it in combat, but the lever, is it obvious what it does, or would I have to inspect it, or is there a panel or something there that would tell me?
Well, from your angle, you do not quite see if there's any kind of panel with instructions. As you get closer, you can see that there is not. It is not immediately obvious what this lever does, but you would guess, given its proximity to the gauntlet, that it had something to do with it. And looking at the gauntlet closer, it has an obvious mechanical apparatus. It obviously is a mechanical apparatus. It looks like the gauntlet hand opens and closes.
Okay, that's what I assumed as a player. I can go ahead and assume that Dag thinks the same thing.
Sounds reasonable.
All right, and his comments are going to be, all right, everybody, get up here by the gauntlet and use the dais and the big gauntlet for defense. We'll see if we can get them to come to us.
Yeah, the cat wants to live right now.
Yeah, he's making belly biscuits.
Okay. That's it, Jason?
Yes, sir. I guess I missed the end of turn.
No worries.
Let go of
Okay.
that push to talk button too soon.
Hellhounds are being directed in Infernal to burn them to a crisp, so they will move up and attempt to do so. Oops.
Well, I can see that first Hellhound you moved up, so I will hit him with a spell.
Alright, just kind of flies right past the hound there.
I should have advantage. I'm flying. I have the high ground.
That's only +1 to attack. Okay. Fire Breath on Jung-hoon and Fire Breath on Grulak. One apiece. First one is Jung-hoon, second one is Grulak. Looks like you just made that deck save. And another successful save, so looks like 11 damage and 10 damage. Fire. And after that, the Hellhounds will close the rest of the distance. Teeth bared. The cultists will take their turn, one of whom is well out of anybody's line of sight. Although somebody did just give me the glorious promise of death if I came out from behind the curtain, so I don't know what the check is that I need to roll to take that under advisement.
Oh, let him come on out.
Sadly, he does not come out, but this brave cultist here is going to charge at Rhea and take a swing at her. Just clangs off of her scale armor. Lulu is just moving, so Jung-hoon, that's back over to you.
Going to hit this dog that ran up to me.
AC is 15. It's a bit of an elusive creature, but the Silver Dagger number 2 attack does find a home. Oops, that's the wrong. There we go. Okay, got that.
Lulu is always in flight, correct? Like Watto would have been?
Correct, yeah. She might occasionally land, but anytime she's in combat, she's always flying around.
I'm just trying to make sure I have it right in my head, so...
Gotcha. I would put the wings icon on her too, but I think her token is so small that the wings might cover her entirely, and then it would just look like a wing moving around.
No, it's okay. I'm just making sure I saw that correctly.
For show. Alright, Jung-hoon is done. Grulak, what do you got?
All right, I'm gonna attack with attack the hellhound that's in front of me. Ew. Oh, what happened on the first one?
Yeah, that's one hit.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna not do as I was thinking. So I'm going to. Actually, I am. I'm going to use one of my inspirations to follow and attack this thing.
I will take it.
Sure. Trying to move it to the board. There you go.
Got it.
Cool. So reroll that attack. Oh, there we go. More gooder, even
Much
though it
better.
damaged. Sucked.
Yeah, some poopy damage.
The halberd's not a great weapon. Correct.
I am not sure.
That's,
I don't
that's
know
what
if
I'm
that
curious
applies to all two-handed or just your greatsword.
No, it applies to all two-handed weapons.
Ain't that
Oh,
a
it
damn
does.
shame? Went and found that macro, went and added it in, and the third roll we got to go back to the default.
So let me go ahead and re-roll that. Looks like because it does apply with the halberd. Just give me 1 second to roll that die, that damage die. So I had a 1. Here's a D10.
All right. It's
well.
exactly that 1 minute of time that I tried to save us right there that is a moot point altogether. Oh well. Now you know the macro and you can enter it in under your halberd so that we never run into that again. And anything else?
That's all.
Okay, Nadir, over to your turn.
I will attack the Hellhound on Jung-hoon.
I don't think your canine buddy there liked the sound of that. You might want to redirect that at the cultist. See, I told you.
I have upset my canine overlords, apparently.
Arr, 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 arr. That's the sound of infernal barking.
Oh my god, there's a Hellhound in my living room.
Ah!
And I'm gonna move a little bit, and that'll be his turn.
Okay. Celefio, back to your turn. Oh man. Are you taking your turn, or what's going on?
Oh, sorry. I was like waiting for the end of turn from Justin. All right. I'm going to wander over here. And move the curtain aside.
Alright. Looks like you found another large area that is mostly covered in rubble. The squares in here are difficult terrain past the first 20 feet in.
Okay, and I don't see that other guy, so he's fled. I'm going to take a dash action. So I'm going to take my last 5 feet, and then I'm going to take another 30 feet on top of that.
Okay.
And that'll be end of turn.
Okay, I will just repeat the same from last round. This guy here will step out, revealing himself to Nadir, Rhea, Selefiel, Grulok, Jonghoon. This guy seems to have eyes only for Jonghoon after successfully sticking that bolt in him last round, so we will try that again this turn. Well, that's not quite as good. I think I missed. Yes, I did.
Yep.
Okay, I will just step on further back there behind my curtain, my impenetrable curtain that nobody can see through. Rhea is going to finish off this cultist. Well, she only hit once, but it was good enough. Okay, proceeding then. I just saw somebody stick their ugly mug out from behind that curtain. Oh, I'm coming for you, Fryman. Alright, and Dag, over to you.
Okay, I have two questions. One is, how do I measure my movement to get the angles correctly? I can't seem to do that. I can't remember how to do that.
Gotcha. That is, you want to hold your token with the left clicker on your mouse, just as if you were kind of moving it around square to square, except hold the button, and then at each point of the movement, use the right clicker. And when you finally finished your movement, release the left, and it'll do that.
Okay, so my second question is to make sure I understand this, because for some reason last week I remember you guys saying casting shield on someone else, but looking at the description of the spell, it says I can only cast it on myself. Can I just cast it on myself or someone else?
I think it's only yourself, and I believe it's a reaction to cast it. It's not anything you ever cast on your turn. It's in response to an attack hitting you.
That's how it works, but I have to cast it to start it so it reacts.
I don't think you do. I think it just has a casting time of a reaction, which means that's all it takes to cast it. As long as you have the spell prepared, of course.
Okay, spells for me are a little bit like clerics and druids and stuff. I just have them, everything available to me. I just have to make sure I have them spell slots available.
Right, so you're just
That's the same thing with sorcerer too. So the sorcerer has shield as well.
Right, so you're just accounting for spell slots rather than I have to memorize this spell and oh crap, I didn't. So yeah, as long as you have the slot.
So last week I just got a little, I misunderstood it, so I can't cast it on somebody else.
Correct, not that spell. I know there are defensive buff spells that you can cast on your party members, just not that one.
Okay, never mind. Then I won't be casting that spell. I will be using the dash movement to move Dag. I'm going to move up behind James's character.
Okay.
I don't think I did it quite right, but that's close enough. It's still over my regular movement, but it got me close.
Okay, so move action and then dash action. And for Panzer?
Panzer will come up and do rear guard with his typical dodge.
Okay. My Hellhounds are next in the alignment. Neither of them get their fire breath back, so we're just going to lunge in at the two half-orcs with the bite.
Come on up here, you stupid dogs. We got something waiting for you. Meow. Saber's already up down.
Okay, a 14 will miss Jong-hoon, and a 20 will hit. Grulok there, 11 piercing and 10 fire. Ugh.
Ew.
Okay, and I have one cultist here who's hiding somewhere, so I will just continue with their movement. And over to Lulu, who again is just moving. So Jong-hoon, actually no, I don't have to just move. I can actually get in here and get an attack off this round, which she will do. Hey, a hit is a hit. And the further your characters get into this chamber here, the more you can see looking east back where you came from and up, that with the collapsed ceiling, you can kind of see part of that second floor up there. So characters like Nadir and Lulu could feasibly just fly up there from where they're at here without having to go back across the curtains and take those winding staircases. Okay. Lulu gets her attack. That's success. Over to Jong-hoon.
Yeah. Okay, well that last one hits, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna do a stunning strike.
Ooh. Okay.
So it makes a con save.
It's gonna be close, but I don't think I got it. What is your DC?
I'm looking right now.
Okay.
I think it's I think it maybe is 12. Let me look up to make sure.
8 plus your prof bonus plus your probably strength or dex, I think.
I want to say it's wisdom. Yeah, 8 plus prof plus wisdom. Oh, so it's 13 then. All right.
Okay. So I just missed it. That Hellhound is stunned. And anything else?
Oh, that's it.
Okay, James, go ahead.
Alright, just keeping on with this Hellhound that is directly in front of him. Hoping his luck is a bit better now that he has some friends to assist him.
Yeah, flank bonus.
See how that goes. Yeah, he's the second one.
Yeah, first hit was good at least.
Oh, well, that was quick. That'll be. Actually, let me take a look. I don't think I have a second one. I think I already used it. Yes, that's correct. So that'll be end of turn for me.
All right, and hovering above the gauntlet there, Nadir.
think I'm gonna wait for that Maragon to show up again. So I think he's gonna pop out and try to shoot again, isn't he?
Probably.
So I'll ready an action for him to show his ugly face again, and I'll blast him.
Okay. Celestial.
Alrighty. Well, I've seen that guy come out and shoot with his crossbow, so I'm going to move towards that curtain area.
All right.
I know this is a little late, but Celestial should be gaining hit points at the beginning of his round for the last 3 rounds, since I cast Heroism on him.
Yeah, it's not actual hit points, it's just temp hit points, so, but I am boosting those up.
Okay, just making sure.
All right, and the second part of my action, I'm going to take a dash and dash right up to him.
Okay. I'll buy that for $1. Meanwhile, up there above the gauntlet, Nadir's all like, no!
And that'll be end of turn.
Okay. No action, drop the heavy crossbow. Interaction, draw the halberd. I did briefly have an ally within 60 feet who was CR6, but you guys killed that Abishai pretty quick. So, 2 halberd attacks on Celestial.
Dang.
Alright, looks like wouldn't hit anybody and couldn't miss anybody. And that will be the end of the Maragon's turn. Rhea will take her turn here, see what Celestial has going on, and I'm just gonna move on over into a flank position and go to town.
I am so glad I had those temporary hit points.
I bet. I guess it didn't take the dagger attack. Get back in there and roll that again. I'll miss anyway. 28. Silver weapon, bypass the resistance. Okay, and that brings it back to Dag.
Okay, standing behind James's character here, I'll be casting a spell on him. I'm going to do enhanced ability with Bear's Endurance. That'll give him 2d6 extra temporary hit points.
Okay. I was hoping you were going to cast Lightning Bolt. Heroism and Enhance Ability are not both concentration spells, are they?
Heroism is, but it has a duration as well.
Correct. All concentration spells have a duration, but if you cast one concentration spell while one is already active, it's going to supplant that spell.
And yes, enhance ability is also, but he needs it a lot right now, so he's definitely getting it.
Alright, so Don, you just lost your heroism.
Okay.
I put down to 9 temporary hit points.
Alright, and anything for the rest of your turn and Panzer?
Panzer will continue to just guard from the rear with this dodge. And I'm not sure how that works. What's the term for that in 50? I know it's different than ready in action.
What is the intent? Are you basically trying to tell me that if something comes out of nowhere and attacks, you want it to be forced to attack Panzer? And if that is the intent, what is the ability that Panzer has that makes that a mechanic?
Yes, I want Panzer to be able to attack if something comes in, so he can, because he actually does have attacks.
Right. Yeah, and that's all fine and well. Basically, you're just giving Panzer a ready action that if something appears, Panzer's going to take an attack in response to it. Of course, since he only has melee attacks, the trigger would be if something comes next to him, he'll use his ready action.
Correct. I know we had some confusion on that last week, so I'm making sure we settle that out this week. And that's all it is. And the rest of my turn will just be ready to action. Quiet in combat for right now, I'm thinking.
Okay. Alright, Snake Eyes. No Fire Breath recharge. Hellhound on Jung-hoon is stunned. Oops. I hate my new push to talk button. Okay, and we'll get rid of the stun. That will be my turn. Next Hellhound is on Grulak. Alright, not so money this turn. The one remaining cultist, pretty much irrelevant. Lulu will take her flank attack. Nice. Successful stab out at that Hellhound from behind. It came from behind. Alright. Back to the top. Jung-hoon.
Going to attack again.
Hey, there we go. 2 out of 3.
And I'm gonna spend another key to do the stunning strike again.
No! Please! Help! Ooh, on the money. All right, and our other half orc, what you got?
I have death. I have death for him. So he'll be attacking with the halberd again.
Okay. That will do it. Yep, I had 7 hit points left.
Noise. He is going to move towards the other enemy within 10 feet, and I can still follow with another attack. So I will, because I have the halberd, have a little bit of reach, so I will go and attack him.
Okay.
I hit the button, so I'm just waiting for it to actually carry over.
All right.
There it goes. I don't know why I doubled up. I'm not sure which one's which. I would just go with the first one.
Yeah, whichever one posts first. Alas, is a miss.
Okay, that'll be end of turn.
Okay, Nadir.
Well, since the fighty type's been ran off to go fight the guy I was waiting to show up, I'll attack this hellhound.
All right. That's what that Maragon had waiting for him if he came out. Instead, you dealt 20 hit points to a creature that had 19. Nice.
Well done.
And then I'm going to fly to there to get a view of what's going on with that guy, and then that's EOT.
Okay. And Slefiel is itching to lay the hurt on this guy. Crunch.
I'm going to use a Divine Smite using a 2nd level spell.
Okay. Ooh. Usually they're the exact opposite.
Holy crap.
Is that an additional point of damage?
Yeah, because using a 1st level spell, I would get 3d8 because it's fiendish. And I get the 1 extra die because I'm using 1 extra spell level.
Makes sense.
That was a pathetic use of a 2nd level spell.
Yeah, that was pretty weak.
All right, I'm going to take my 2nd attack.
All right. Thank goodness for the flank bonus. Still leaves me with a few hit points.
And that will end my turn.
Ooh, I get another turn. Didn't see that coming. All right. Let's just get one on each of you, Rhea and then Slefiel. That is a miss and a miss. So quick turn around there, over to Rhea. And she will impale it from behind and kill the devil where it stands. Well, how about that? Successful completion of that combat. Erase the initiative. Kick that out of there. And, well, we started late, so of course our first break was going to be late in any case, but we did go a little bit over as predicted for this combat. But in any case, we'll take a 10, 15 here, and go ahead and do your level ups while we're on our break.
We'll do.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Will the level up apply before a rest?
It will not. You'll still have to take your short rest or your long rest to regain your hit points and all your abilities, or a short rest to regain some of them. But any additional hit points you get for a level up, you will regain in current hit points as well. And any new abilities that you get for the new level up, of course, don't come into effect until after your rest.
Okay.
We should be getting pretty close to our long rest here, though. We still got a bit to explore, but long rest should be coming up pretty soon.
The best I was able to get is minor restoration.
And then I'll probably end up taking Revivified then as my other 3rd level spell.
Hey, can I use my inspiration to reroll my hit points?
Yeah, you wish. Oh, you have no con bonus. Ugh.
No, I have a +2 con bonus.
So you got 3 hit points, or you got 5?
I have a total of 5, but I rolled a 3 on the die.
Okay. See, it shows a 3, but yeah, 5 is at least somewhat manageable.
And I also have an aura. It's a 10-foot aura. If you could attach that to my token, please. Anybody within my aura will get a +3 to their savings throws while they're within 10 feet of me.
Nice.
Okay, I'm done then. I took Revivify.
Okay.
Of course, the visual to my casting of Revivify will be a very different effect than what you would expect from a cleric.
Now, mine maxed out my hit points and reset everything when I was done with my is that what's supposed to happen right now, or are we at bare minimum of what we were before?
No, we have not wrapped.
Correct. The only things you've gotten right now from the level up are the 5 hit points added to your max and your current. All of the other level up stuff doesn't come until you get your long rest.
I did not realize we got those hit points already.
Yeah, the hit points you get for level up you do get right now, but everything else is pretty much a wait.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I had adjusted my hit points, so I'll just put them back up to the max one.
Yeah, it shouldn't be maximum, but it should be whatever hit points you just got, you just got. Well, what's our next move here now that your characters have completed this combat against the White Abishai and the Cultists, who were in turn reinforced by a Maragon and a pair of Hellhounds? Got some more curtained areas to your west, a couple unexplored paths, it would seem, south and north. Looks like there's still a good deal of this place to check out.
Raina, lass, you know what this thing does?
To what do you refer?
This giant gauntlet. What's the lever do?
I'm not sure. Go ahead and give it a pull.
Are you familiar with this church, Raina?
I have to double check that. Stupid button.
Take your time.
I'm used to being able to talk while I scroll through stuff. Now when I have the control button pushed while I'm scrolling, I make the map very small or very big, and I can't multitask as much as I was used to.
I have the same problem.
Yep. That's why I think insert was the best key for the job, but I think 6 years of insert as my push to talk button is why it was cutting in and out the other night on OOC. I have been here a few times before. This room I have typically seen used in rituals, or burials even. Items of consecration or bodies to be interred are placed upon the open gauntlet. I believe the lever opens and closes the gauntlet.
Let's see if there's anybody stuck in there or anything. Let's open it up. And I open the I pull the lever and open the gauntlet, or at least try to. It may not work.
I will remain airborne as kind of an overwatch, as much as my perception can be in Overwatch. I feel like blinking.
I'm guessing no one's coming. Alright, the lever is well maintained and works like a charm, and with a loud squeaking noise, the gauntleted fist opens up to reveal a flat open palm. There is no item or body contained within.
Okay, I guess that answers that. Should I keep it closed as per the way the symbol normally looks?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Switch the lever back, close the gauntlet.
Okay. Your next destination then?
Let us continue exploring this bottom floor, and then we should head up to the next level.
I agree, and let us head south to make sure that there's nothing down that way.
South it is. Go ahead and proceed. I'll send the NPCs after you. You have found a area that can be curtained off for small private ceremonies. This is part guesswork, part Rhea giving you the 411 on what's going on here in this private chapel. In this particular area, you note several bodies upon the ground, most of which appear to be dead Elturel city guards, but there are also many infernal creatures that died during the attacks on the cathedral. The column at the far end here has a stone altar set before it, which is currently void of any items, including candlesticks. Does not seem like there's a whole lot else of interest here on this side. Further west, Selephiel can see, and Nadir. Another curtained off area.
I'm going to move the curtain aside.
Got it. As the rubble has been more consistent the further west you go, this is the end of the line here. The rubble is almost encompassing this area entirely. So while you can still make your way through it, it's definitely difficult terrain, if not then some, because there's a lot of hills and mounds and just lots of slopes and what have you of debris. There is a door that you're able to make out slightly through the rubble right here that, based on The remaining architecture here before you would seem to indicate a set of stairs leading up to the next level, but you can tell just from where you're at here looking up, there is no level to go to. All of it is here at your feet in this room.
Let's go check out those spiral stairs back in the other room.
Let's get a dex save from everybody here as another earthquake rocks the cathedral as the chains pull the city further down into the river Styx.
Does that apply to me flying as well?
It does, but not on a prone level. It does on a flying debris level.
And if you're within 10 feet, you get a +3.
And my character sheet's not showing up again, so give me a minute.
All right. Well, the three of you who have rolled saves thus far have all failed. So not only are you knocked prone, but in the process of falling, you take bludgeoning damage, or perhaps piercing or slashing damage from debris that just kind of flies out at you. In Nadir's case, he is not knocked prone, he just kind of gets caught in some flying debris.
Okay, I may have to jump out and jump back in real quick.
Hoping you timed out when you were drinking. You said it's obvious that that door led to some stairs up.
Yeah, based on, you can see kind of parts of the stairs still existing, but the level that they go to, there's maybe a few pieces of floor and pillars holding up bits of it here and there, but the rest of it is here on this level.
Well, if I can, I'll kind of want to just fly over that just to make sure there's nobody inside that area or something.
Yeah, sure. You do see a couple of bodies buried in the rubble, one of which is carrying something that kind of glints in... Well, none of you are carrying lights except for Rhea, and I guess it doesn't really glint in her light, but somehow you catch note of this.
Alright, well I will carefully kind of hover on down to see if I can get a better look at what it is, and if there's any kind of distinguishing marks on these people.
Gotcha. As you get closer to the item that is clenched in this dead carcass's hand, you are able to make out that it appears to be a potion that, despite the complete crushing of the body, seems to have survived miraculously, the structure collapsing on top of it. No, save the potion! And its red, sweet-smelling liquid is an indicator that it is a potion of healing. And you would guess probably a greater healing potion. It seems to have a little bit more potency to it than your standard.
Anything else of note on these bodies?
Just a couple of busted holy symbols of Torm, some crushed weapons and armor. These appeared to be cathedral defenders that were caught in this stairwell when the whole place collapsed.
Okay, I will see if I can carefully retrieve this potion without knocking anything down, and then I'll call out to the rest of the party and say, found a couple of deceased temple guards, it looks like, or possibly priests of some kind. One of them was holding a intact healing potion. Perhaps one of you needs it right now.
I'm pretty low on hit points. How is everybody else doing?
I got some. I can manage. I think.
Hey James, I didn't see a dex save there from you with everybody else.
Okay, I'll take a look. It shows on mine. Do you want me to do it again? Oh, we were frozen. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, I was froze too. I had to go back and reload it twice.
Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Okay, give me 1 second.
Jason, in your case, you are okay. Panzer takes 4 points of damage from the earthquake.
I'm going to use my remaining second level spell to cast Cure Light Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Get over here, you stupid weasel pig. Let me work on you. You seem to keep falling down every time that happens.
And then same thing there for you, James. The DC is 15, so you're also going to suffer 4 points of damage.
Okay, I'll take it from temporary.
That reminds me of your weasel pig is like one of those fainting goats, and anytime there's an earthquake, it just goes.
Wow.
That's actually funny. And I will proceed to pull out tools and start tinkering on this thing.
I'll hand the potion to Grulok then, since Salafiel just healed himself.
All right.
What is this?
It's a healing potion. You should drink it.
Yeah, I think I should.
4d4 plus 4.
Ew. But I'll take it.
What's with all the ones tonight?
Yeah, we used all the natural 20s night before last one.
No joke.
Well, it's hardly the same thing when you're rolling d4s. Alright, let's check the northern area. It's probably much like this section, but we gotta make sure.
Right, because I saw one behind the curtain up there, but I don't. When I went to check, he was gone, so he may have scooted up north.
All right. In the next chamber to the north. Oh, 1 second. You have found a private chapel that holds a desecrated altar with a decidedly fiendish air. Once dedicated to Torm, the altar's features have been defaced with blood, ichor, and torn strips of flesh, lashed together with sinew and intestines.
This ain't right. This needs to be cleaned up. We gotta get rid of this. I know where we are, but still, this ain't right.
Just like the last area, there are bodies aplenty under the rubble from the collapse, but also it appears that a lot of the fighting in the cathedral took place on this side of the building. And there are bodies that bear evidence of having perished in that capacity.
How long does it look like people have been dead? Like recently, or because I'm obviously coming into the game later, so.
Now, with Kalidor leaving, did he take all of his gear, or can we get his, like, I think he has a magic sword?
Yeah,
and get it to
he's
Reyna?
Gone. He's gone. I don't really.
Okay.
I don't really want to mess around with that kind of stuff. I don't know exactly how he's going to be.
Fell down
gone.
the chasm.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how we're going to resolve it, but that's the one that I have the easiest solution to, which is, hey, look, he's gone.
Okay, no problem.
Jason, what were you asking before that?
I forget. Don't worry. Just Charlie Mike. Let's clean up this altar. That's what he's concerned about right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Come here, lass. Can you fix this at all?
As your characters approach the altar, no save involved. You just, within a matter of 10 seconds or so, you feel a terrible sensation overcome your entire being as your bones become brittle and your skin begins to feel dry and cracked. This desecration of the altar definitely appears to have had some additional effects that are inhibiting you just by being in its presence.
All right, I am definitely backing off from this thing.
Well, how close do we have to be for that to happen?
It seems like it's got a 20-foot aura as you test it. It doesn't do any damage to you. The mechanical effect is that you gain vulnerability to all damage. Which, I guess the plus side is you killed most of the stuff before you came into this room. So you don't necessarily have to worry about that unless something gets the drop on you here. But just the sensation of having that on you is definitely cause to, oh man, I don't want to be next to this thing.
Let me roll a con check to see if I can keep up with it, or is there another mechanic to roll to stay with it? To where it's just too much to overcome, where he's got to get away. But I really want him to clean up this altar. See if Reyna can rededicate it.
There's no avoiding the negative effect that the altar places upon you. However, given that you're not in combat right now, the negative effect is significantly lesser.
Yeah, I'm not trying to avoid the effect of it. I'm trying to say, do I have the willpower to stay here regardless of the feeling?
Gotcha. Yeah, you can kind of impose that on yourself if you want to play it in game, just that you do or that you don't, or if you feel more comfortable making a roll in conjunction with that to see how your character is. That kind of stuff I tend to leave up to you. I would say with that save on either side of the die, you're good to stay.
All right, we gotta tough this out, lass. Let's get this altar cleaned up.
She looks at you and nods, and then
I shall assist, in because of the fact that Torm and Tyr are allies.
Rhea takes to her knees and begins praying before the altar in silence.
Okay, with that, I will physically be taking all of the gore and blood and guts and stuff off as best I can. And if there's any even broken pieces that look like they were on here originally, I will try and bring them up here.
Okay.
Yep, and I'm doing the same thing, helping.
He gets a little bit nauseous as he's removing some of the blood and gore, but he continues doing the best he can.
It does not take a great deal of time to clean all of the obvious desecration from the altar, and Rhea's religion check, which is what that intelligence check was, has been sufficient to cause Torm's power to wash over the altar, and it wipes clean the blood and any of the other elements that have stained the altar that even your deep cleaning or what have you has been unable to get thus far.
With that, Dag's eyes widen, seeing the blood just disappear before him. Knowing where we are, he looks around up at the sky, waiting for another earthquake to happen. Then he kind of pans her really quick, like, you better not fall again. That's it, lass. Keep it up. We got this.
We still must find if there are any survivors. Only ones we have found in here are dead, or devils. Surely there must be someone alive.
They may have taken to the second floor as a defense, so let's make sure that there's nothing that's going to follow us from behind down here, and we can continue on upstairs.
Of course. Gee.
Let's keep looking. I'm following you. I'm obviously a little bit slower with my little dwarf legs.
You have little legs for sure. If you could try to keep up, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
With that, I'll hop on Panzer and ride Panzer.
All right. And Rhea parts the curtain here, and you find an area that's pretty much the mirror image of this mirror image chamber to the south, in which the entire second floor above you has collapsed into this room. There's bodies aplenty, the staircase is completely choked with rubble, and the door is sealed shut. Nadir could probably fly around and get a better glimpse in there than any of you would have at trying to pry this door open. And additionally, there is a body lying atop all of the rubble here. You're not sure how he died, but that cultist that got away, sure enough, he's right here, and he's got blood all over him. I mean, something definitely attacked him, or maybe he made it to a particularly high piece of rubble and then tumbled down the wrong way, neck first. But this guy's dead.
See?
Let me have a look at that door.
Go ahead, Don.
I said, see? I told you could come out and we would kill you. He ended up dead anyway.
I will also fly over, like before, and take a peek into that stairwell area.
Okay. And same deal as before. There are numerous bodies crushed in the rubble here, but none of them have anything of obvious interest.
More bodies. Looks like nothing of interest this time. Unfortunately, just casualties. Be on the lookout, though. If he did not fall to his death, something killed him. So there was something else to be. Well, we are in hell. We should always be on the lookout anyway.
Were there any dwarven bodies over there? I'm still missing my brother. We got separated when all of this happened.
Yeah, do you have the ability to identify magical items and their properties?
Occasionally I do. Why, what you got?
When we take our next rest, I'd like you to take a look at the shield that I possess. Inside is the spirit of a devil, and I'm currently its guardian. And I just want to make sure, you know, what abilities the shield has besides superior defense and protecting me somewhat from fire.
Saying that, as soon as you say the guardian of a demon, I think you said, yeah, his eyes kind
of a shield with a devil inside.
Copy, with a devil inside. Yeah, his eyes get a little squinty, like, are you sure you're really who you say you are? But, you know, he's taking measure of what you're saying and what you're doing. Why are you the guardian of a devil?
I am protecting others from this devil possibly escaping from the shield by keeping it in my possession.
We have already seen it try to influence others it has come in contact with. So we are keeping it in our possession to keep it from those who are less strong-willed.
With that notation, Dag kind of walks up. He's got his little light hammer, and he taps on the shield a little bit, like looks at it, like closes one eye, squints in. What's going on in there?
Do you really think he will be able to find that which you have not already found yourself? The shield speaks over the sound of the television.
Does it speak verbally, like verbal, or in my head, or what?
I'm sorry, you haven't been here for any of the prior occasions. It's talking to Dawn.
My bad, sorry.
James, TV.
It never hurts to have someone else take a look at it.
Aye, second opinions. All right, I'll tell you what. When we rest up, I'll do what I can. No guarantees or promises. For right now, let me try and get us through this door.
There's no need, Dag. I'm flying over you right now. It's just rubble and bodies. Nothing of interest, unfortunately.
Yeah, he still really looks at you very skeptically. Like, yeah, whatever. And then continues working on the door, seeing if he can get it open.
The door seems thoroughly shut. You feel that you're going to have better luck breaking through this door than you are opening it.
Well, that happens to be something I'm pretty good at, is breaking things. So let's see if I can work on the mechanics of the door, like the latch and the hinges and something. Like snap the hinges so I can pull the door out the reverse way of what it should be, or something. I don't know. I have lots of tools to work with, so just tell me what you want me to do.
Yeah, any of your tool sets that seem applicable to the task, you may feel free to roll one of those. If you don't see any of those that particularly work for you, you can just roll a basic athletics, or barring that, a straight up strength check, just to see how forcibly you can get this door open. And while that's happening, Rhea is going to take a peek over here to the northeast. She's the only one in the group that's carrying any kind of light source, so she's always very easy to find. But she doesn't seem interested in remaining in this area to access a set of stairs that go to a level that's not there.
All right.
Is she carrying a torch, or can I just keep continually casting light spell on her as the duration goes away, because I have it as a cantrip?
Gotcha. Yeah, she would definitely prefer the magical version, so she can use both of her weapons in combat. As it is, she has to drop her torch, so she can effectively two-weapon fight in any combat, and then she just picks it back up after the combat and wanders around.
So light lasts for an hour, requires no concentration.
Cool. I dig it.
You may want to put a 20-foot aura around her for where her light is.
After my conversation with Dag, I just kind of shrug like whatever and fly over to give it up with Rhea.
How do I roll the tools? I'm clicking on it and nothing's happening. I don't know what to do for that.
There should be
be.
a little. Go ahead.
I was gonna say there should be a query option that appears, and it's just gonna ask you which attribute you want to roll in conjunction with this. Oh, this stupid fucking button.
It should be under the passive perception you have on your sheet.
Yeah, I'm clicking on it. It's not doing anything. So I don't know if I'm having just serious lag over here or I'm just doing something wrong. Should I click on the gear?
Yeah, I think you're having a lag there, because I was able to click on one of the tools and instantly the query attribute came up, and then from there you choose the attribute, click the button, and then it will post to the chat log. So I guess whenever that catches up for you, feel free to knock it out. Further over here to the north, we have another mirror image chamber of the one to the south, strewn with bodies, another altar that is also bereft of anything of value or significance. And this area, of any other in the entire cathedral, this seems to be ground zero for where the fighting took place. There are bodies all over the place in here. It's definitely difficult terrain just trying to step between the carcasses.
I'm going to be saying prayers to Tyr over the fallen warriors.
I guess now is not a good time to use my newly acquired animate dead spell.
No, I think this would be the best time. You gotta know if it works, so I would just try it. We all understand. I'm sure Celestial would completely understand in this
Yeah,
case.
no.
No?
That's
Not-
just a
not gonna
really,
happen.
really late healer.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you wanted me to be able to pick up the dead, not return life to the dead. I took the wrong spell.
Okay, I'm taking. I didn't get anywhere with that door, so I'm just frustrated with it. And you stupid thing! And he picks up his tools and kicks the door right in the handle.
Hey, Dag.
Yes, sir. What's up?
You may want to come on in here and be prepared for possibly the worst.
As Celestial is
We
saying,
need to see if your brother. Oh, we need to see
Okay,
if your
on
brother
the
is
ground.
amongst these unfortunates.
Where
As-
are we? To the north now?
not sure if I'm trying to ping the area so you can see where we're at. Kind of like a lighter color there. Ping.
Okay, as I say that,
All right, I
just
start
go
going
ahead.
through the area. Go ahead, Dan.
I got nothing. Go ahead and proceed.
All right, as I start going through the area, I have Panzer keep looking around. Not that he's really knowing what's going to happen, but just to have him doing something. But I'm looking through all the rubble. Is me brother here? Where's me brother?
Well, fortunately, none of the bodies are your brother.
And at that, with a sniffle, does this altar look desecrated as well? Does it need to be cleansed?
It is not. The devils had yet to get to that task. And with that, it appears that you've cleared this level of the devils. The level of the devils.
All right. So, me brother's not here. We've seemed to work out all these stupid yellow demons. Let's see what's upstairs. What do you think?
I'm willing to go up. I'm ready.
yep, I agree. That should be our next course of action.
Indeed. Do you know what might await us upstairs, Rhea?
I believe that was the worship center. That was where the priest's quarters and the residential areas were located, as well as the grand worship hall.
Let's hope that there's some surviving priests or whatnot up there.
With that, Justin, I'm kind of going to look up at you, squint a little bit, and with my finger, I'm like, come over here real quick. Since you're still up in the air.
Okay, I kind of look at you questioningly, but I'll fly over to you.
What did it look like killed that other devil?
Cool. What the devil?
The one we don't know how it died.
Oh, that was a cultist, not a devil. It was a man.
What did it look like killed him?
I don't have training in forensic techniques and medicines. I just know he was covered in blood. Could have fallen. I'm not sure. It didn't look like he was burned or anything. Definitely had wounds that had bled, but that's all I can tell you.
Go back and look and make sure it's not somebody else's blood that he put on it, trying to trick us.
Fine,
Now that we're all gone away and he thinks we're all leaving, that will give you the opportunity to go back and look and see if that's what he did trying to trick us.
And I look at you by myself?
Just with a wink and a nod, aye.
And look back at the rest of the party, okay.
When we saw the body lying there, was it lying at very unnatural angles, or was it just like lying straight?
You mean like they're positioned? Sorry, Dan.
It was more or less in a kind of normal pose, like not flat on its back, but just kind of on its side, almost like a fetal position.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, roll in perception check there, Justin. We'll take the advantage side of it since Celefiel is assisting you. Unnecessary anyways. Yeah, this guy is definitely dead, and it appears that he took a massive wound to the gut, like maybe a great sword or even like a horn or something.
Just like stabbed or slashed or something.
Yeah, definitely a stab because it comes out the other side.
Okay. Gross. Okay. I look over at Cetaphil. Yeah, it's definitely run through by something. He is not playing dead.
Yes, but the fact that it's stabbed all the way through with something that looks like it's kind of large, and we haven't run into that something yet, disturbs me.
Oh yeah, like I said, we are in hell. There are going to be things lurking about. We should never have our guard down.
Of course, and then just also keep in mind that almost the entire western half of the cathedral has no ceiling, so monsters could feasibly be coming from anywhere and then leaving through that same way without you guys ever having any knowledge that they were even here.
Right, it could have been a large flying creature with a sharp pointy tail that stabbed him and then flew off.
Could have
Many
been.
types of devils. Many types of devils have wings and fly, so it could have been anything.
Yeah.
Let Dag know that that wasn't a ruse.
All right, we head up the stairs.
Okay. Easy peasy. There we go. On the top side of the stairs here. And description of this chamber incoming. The 10-foot high brass fence that once surrounded... Oh, nope, that's the wrong description entirely. Goodness gracious. Let's try this one. Take two. Situated atop this balcony is a magnificent pipe organ. Its ivory keys practically glow, even as its ebony keys seem to absorb all light. And the balcony to your left looks out over the area that you were previously in, and it's about another 40 or 50 feet out westward from here that the ceiling is gone. And it was from that ground point that Justin was kind of able to see this part of the second level as he was flying around on the first level. No sign of any monsters or any of that here, although like much of the cathedral, there are bodies aplenty all over the ground, some of them tucked in the pews over here, others just scattered across the open surface, infernal and guards alike.
Again, I pray over the guards to send their soul to where they belong, and may Tyr help them on their journeys.
Awesome.
All right, I'm going to start looking at some of the tracks and the dirt and the dust from all the rubble before we start going too crazy walking around up here. And I'm going to inspect the boots of the guards and stuff like that, see who's moving where, see if I can discern anything up here. Because this may be a little bit out of the ordinary or a little bit out of the main combat.
Okay.
Is there a way to put the aura on permanently, or does it automatically go away when we switch levels and everything?
It's on you permanently now, but I preset the next like 6 maps with your token from 30 minutes ago. I didn't realize you were going to have the aura. So the next several maps will probably have you without it, but your character sheet has the correct aura, so just drag your token onto the board and we'll replace it. There we go. So let's take duplicate off, and bam, there we go.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, indeed. Then I'll try to remember to swap that token out for the upcoming maps in between sessions. I try to be a little bit ahead of that kind of stuff. Well, alright, we got a brief pause here as it is, just having attained the 2nd level. So, let's take our second 10-minute here until 9 p.m. and then we'll finish up the last hour after that.
Alrighty.
Copy that. Be right back. Let's pick it up from this spot here on the 2nd floor balcony outside the pipe organ, which, amidst all the destruction, has somehow remained intact.
I believe there has to be some sort of magic or intervention involved.
Maybe. Or just luck. Probably luck.
Curtains to the north, curtains to the south.
Oh, these ones down to the south look good.
Is there any rubble on the ground at all? Pebbles, stuff like that?
Not as much as the other areas, but some of it has been kind of blown here. Very loose debris like pebbles, yeah.
Well, north or south, there's really no indication of which is more dangerous, so yeah, let's head to the south. And I will pull back the curtain.
Grulok will switch from the halberd and get his greatsword out. Figuring he's just not feeling as comfortable with it compared to his greatsword, so he has a greatsword at the ready at this point.
Okay. And behind the curtain, oh, 1 second. Is that really... Back to the beginning. Okay. You have found what appears to be one of the cathedral's defensive turrets, also littered with plenty of bodies. Appears that a lot of the fighting took place here as well.
Does there seem to be any dwarves in there, or is it kind of still a mix?
There are a few dwarves here and there. For the most part, these are humans. It was a human-dominated city.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So if I see any dwarves on the ground, I'll kind of point them out or indicate their location to Jason, to Dag.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, but thus far I haven't found my brother. At least that says we know he's not dead in these bodies.
Trying to help. Give you peace of mind, maybe.
These arrow slits are small enough that even small characters could not squeeze through them. And a bit further north down the passage, you see a sturdy set of iron double doors that are locked and sealed from this side.
Gotcha.
Can we see out the arrow slits?
Yes, you can. That is the courtyard that your characters originally came in from. If you look far enough out there, you can actually see the rubble-strewn entryway where you first met these characters and they helped you against the Hellhounds, and almost directly below you is the staircase that you came up to access the first level.
Okay, thank you.
We should check out what's past these doors down this hallway first before attempting these doors.
Are you talking about the short hallway?
Right,
The
because
hallway
the-
to the north?
Yeah,
You cut out.
Watch it down.
we don't. Yeah, because the doors are sealed, we don't have to worry about anything coming out until we're ready for them.
Double check the locks and secures, make sure it's actually secure and not like about to fall down.
Oh yeah, that door is sturdy. It's taken quite a beating too from the other side, but even still, it has remained intact. And in here, amidst all of the dead bodies, you find one guard who is still alive. However, he is quite obviously traumatized, as he is muttering to himself repeatedly, "It's okay, it's okay, it's gonna be okay, it's okay, it's okay." And he just kind of looks at your characters entering the room, passing through the doorway, and he just doesn't even seem to register your presence. It's okay, it's okay, it'll be okay.
So Phil, you may want to talk to that one.
Yes, I'm going to. I don't know who just ran up and right up on top of him, but
That would be me.
my friend, relax. We are here to help you. I am Celephiel, Paladin of Tyr.
You're Paladin of Tyr, Paladin. It's okay. Devils kill Paladins. Paladins will kill you. You're dead.
How bad does he look physically?
He looks unscathed, like maybe a couple bumps and bruises here, but he has not suffered any combat damage.
Is he currently armed, or has a weapon on his person?
He's got a longsword tightly gripped in his hands that's kind of chattering against the floor as his hand is shaking.
Gruach kind of looks at Dag and kind of indicates to him to remove the weapon from the traumatized victim, because we don't know what he's going to do with it.
Hey, what's your name?
My name? It's okay. I'm Trevik. My name's Trevik.
Hi, Trevik. My name's Dag.
Yeah. You're in hell. You know we're in hell? That means you're dead. We're all dead.
Yeah. No, we're not dead. We're all really here. Now, I know things look really tough, but let's put that sword away right now. We're all safe.
Sword? What sword? He looks at Grulock holding the big sword. Yeah, put the sword away.
I'll
The
gently grab his hand and start, like, angling it so he puts his sword away in the sheath?
He just lets go of the sword entirely. He's like leaning at such an angle and he's up against the wall. He doesn't have really the space to try and get the sword behind him to put it into the sheath. So he just like sets it down, but his hand is still shaking.
Okay, that's fine. I just kind of put it to the side out of the way so it's not like immediately able to be grabbed. And
Lulu.
I'm gonna try something here. Since I'm not the cleric or the paladin, but I'm gonna do a lesser restoration on him.
All right. An instantaneous change seems to come over this guy as the restoration spell takes effect on him, and he immediately reaches for his sword again, but it's out of reach at this point, and he just kind of looks around at all of you as if seeing you for the first time. Hello.
Oh, whoa! Take it easy. We're all friends here.
I am Celestial, Paladin of Tyr.
Oh, good. You fixed him. That's good.
How did you get here? What happened?
We all got here the same way. It seems, well, at least I did anyways. It seems we took a little trip south. But things are not the greatest right now, but we're trying to make sure that anybody we find that's a survivor, we take care of. And you seem to be doing a little better now, if nothing worse for the wear of the mind. You feeling a little better now? Have a sit. Sit down.
It's not a dream, then? We really are in hell?
Yes. Apparently, the Lord of the Lands made a deal with a pit fiend and sold the city to them for power. And you were all part of the bargain when you signed on, thinking that you were signing on to help Torm.
The man immediately starts screaming bloody murder again, as if he is literally being killed before your eyes. And he just starts grabbing his head and shouting, "Get out! Get out! Out with go! Get out!"
With that, I'll take a step back. Like, is he look like he's going a little nuts, like holding his head, like he's having a hard time controlling it? And as I'm doing that, I'm going to kick his sword a little farther away.
Okay. He looks completely paralyzed and racked with pain, and grabbing for his sword is now the farthest thing on his mind. He doesn't look like he would be able to take his hands off his head, even if you guys tried to force him. Like, it would be a hard athletics contest.
I'd back away. I'd back away.
Are you
from
being
him.
attacked?
It speaks in my mind, the deep voice of the devil. Make it go away.
What's it saying? What is it saying?
It taunts me, says that my family is slain, that you are here to murder me.
We have not made any moves against you. Who do you believe, us or the voices?
I glance at the shield Celestial's holding, and then I kind of look over at Rhea and I ask Rhea while they're having that conversation, "Are you hearing any voices in your head?"
I do not hear anything in my head.
I do it just a perception. I'm more Gurlock seeing that is kind of looking around to see if maybe there's something in the room they didn't see, like up in the ceiling. He's just kind of scanning around just to make sure they haven't been so focused on this gentleman that they don't see anything else.
Relax, we can protect you.
That's a negative there, James. Everything seems clear on the on the 6. And this guy just continues grasping at his head in terror. He says, "Then make it go away!"
All right, I'm gonna pick up a stone or a piece of rubble that's on the ground. Nothing too big for the hand, but I'm gonna use one of my class abilities. I'm gonna use magical tinkering, and I can put light on this stone. So I'm gonna give him a stone that's emanating its own light.
Okay. You have to set it on his lap as he is unwilling to remove his hands from his head. There is a brief glimmer of hope in his eyes as he sees the magical light before him, but whatever voice it is that he's hearing in his head is obviously unrelenting and keeping his focus.
What did he say his name was? I'm sorry. I'm bad with the names.
That makes 2 of us.
Trevik.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was about to say Trevor, but I'm like, that's not right. All right, Trevik. Just look at the light. No matter where you are, there will always be light. Shadow cannot exist without light, and light without shadow. Look at it. Concentrate on it. Forget about the voices. Concentrate on the light.
Celestial, can you give him a blessing or something?
I have no magic left.
Try a persuasion check there, Jason.
Oh, that's one of my best ones.
Oh wait, I do have first level spell. I can't give a real persuade. I can't give a real blessing, but I can do a blessing from, a normal blessing.
Okay. Well, fortunately, that will not be necessary, as Celestial and Dag's combined attempts on this gentleman will result in a advantage persuasion roll, so we'll go with the 16 instead of the 0. And the magical stone, your words of encouragement, and persuasion in getting him out of the funk that he is in seems to have had a positive effect on him. Perhaps even more so than the lesser restoration. It looks like this might stick for a while as he again returns to his senses. And he says, "The voice, it still tries to speak to me, but it's quieter now. I don't know why."
They'll always be there. Sometimes it's the conscience, sometimes it's something else. But you just gotta remember, believe in yourself, not the other voices.
How is it that you came to be in this cathedral? I know that you said you came for a ride, but how is it that you and I are the only ones left alive? I cannot remember. I remember a large battle, and yet somehow I was untouched.
Sometimes they leave them alive just to torture them. It's not the greatest of tactics, but it works wonders on the psyche of the enemy. Now, we're here to help you. We're here to give you a little bit of light in the darkness. Now, we'll do the best we can. There's no guarantees in this, but we'll get us out of here as best we can and save as much as we can of the city. And, try and get out of here.
Have a Hell Rider with us if that boldens your spirit.
He looks at the holy symbol of Torm adorning her neck as well as the Hellrider insignia, and he definitely does seem a bit emboldened by that. Actually shows a smile for the first time. It is an honor to be in all of your presence. You are mighty warriors indeed to have made it this far into Elturel. The streets were crawling with devils on my last recollection, charging this very cathedral, how any of its walls still stand.
Oh, well, you're right. We are very powerful fighters, especially myself. And we shall do our best to thin the ranks even more. And I'm also with the Burning Fist. I don't know if you can see my Flaming Fist. You know what I mean? With my badge.
You don't even know who you're with.
I'm playing my character. So he points at.
I just find it amazing that the people with the worst charismas want to be the spokespeople for the party.
You know, you guys.
When you've
I
got
love
two
it.
people with amazing charismas.
So don't
Well,
hate.
Sometimes people who like to talk aren't always the most self-aware or the most charismatic. Sometimes people just like to engage in the dialogue, but
Indeed.
that's the beauty of having all the different perspectives in the group.
Oh yeah, no, I as I just said, I was just pointing out as an observation.
No, Dag's like, I gotta do something. I don't know what to do really, but I'm all right. Let's try this. Oh, let's try that. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're gonna try.
Yeah, because you have like a -1 on your persuasion check, and I have a +6. It's like, man.
Yeah, but intelligence says let's make this group a little bit bigger, and we'll be a little bit safer.
Well, what is your next move from here? You've explored both of the defensive turrets, found a crapload more bodies, and you have that sealed door, of course, leading presumably outside. I mean, that same direction you can see through the arrow slits here in this room, and that is outside.
Well, I'll ask both Rhea, since she's here, and this Trevik guy. What are these sealed doors in the hallway here? Where do these lead? Why are they sealed?
Oh, to the balcony. That was wondrous view of the entire city before he just kind of shakes. It was the door that held in the assault. The devils were forced to breach the ground floor and work their way up to here. We managed to hold them off in the towers and on the second level here. I do recall that much of the battle, and then what seemed like hundreds of them spilling up the stairways into the tower.
Any news about what happened with the keep, or the other Hell Riders, or any other leaders?
Someone said that the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate was leading one of the charges in the assault on the cathedral here, but I did not see who this Grand Duke may have been, nor did anyone give a name. That was the only resistance that I had heard about, or any form of leadership.
All right. Well, let's get moving again before we come across any other stragglers. Let's see if we can get with the rest of the group of the survivors and make our way around.
We're down here in the cathedral. We seem to have found everything, unless there's a lower floor that we've missed. I think we should go to the keep next and check that out.
All right.
Yeah, we didn't find many answers in here, so the keep would probably be our best bet.
Well, let's get moving.
I'm gonna pick up his sword. I'm gonna hand it back to him, and we need your help to make sure that others stay safe. Can you do that for us?
I will fight by your side until my dying breath. I'm a protector of this city. I will continue in that role.
We found some people that may need your protection more than we do. There are people that don't have the same training, and there are also children. And so we need someone to protect them while we explore the keep.
Very well. And we can shortcut that as you direct him to the little shack that your NPC companions are currently hiding in outside of the cathedral. And he will actually bring them back inside the cathedral here, because at least this area has remained somewhat stable even through the devil assault. And at the very least, if there's an earthquake, it's not going to tumble on their, or the structure's not going to fall on top of them like the shack that they're hiding in outside might. Now I will pinpoint 2 items of interest here in the cathedral, which you may have some deciphering to take care of in that respect. But the organ here on the 2nd floor and the gauntlet back on the 1st floor. Each of those have something that remains hidden associated with them. You may or may not want to discover what those are. I won't go so far as to tell you what it is, but those items, if we're playing a video game, they've got a glow to them or an exclamation point or something.
Well, I don't think anyone here, any of us, are musically inclined. Or am I wrong? Does anybody have any musical talent?
Maybe I do, and I just don't know it.
I mean, I look forward to my performance because I have a high charisma.
So let's.
I start playing the organ.
I dig it.
Okay, he does that before we can say anything to interrupt.
Go ahead, roll a performance check.
Inagata Davida.
What is this, the Goonies?
Wow, I'm pretty good.
Not bad at all.
So do all the keys work? Is there one that like doesn't work or sounds like there's something hidden in one of the organ pipes or something like that?
Yes. And yes. The organ does work sufficiently for you to play a powerful song that resonates throughout the entire cathedral. You're not certain where this song came from, you just felt inspired to play it as you sat down. And it effectively is granting an inspiration to all of the other player characters who can hear it, which is everybody. It is a D8 inspiration, and it can be added to one attack, ability, or saving throw made by your character in the next 24 hours. You're going to want to write that down on your character sheet, because 24 hours here on Avernus might be 4 or 5 sessions, especially considering the epic rest variants we have in play. In addition, one of the keys, when you strike it, it does make a dull thud that somehow complements the song that you are playing. And after the song is over and everybody feels their inspiration, you are able to trace the source of this key to the appropriate pipe, and you find a bag that has been shoved down a good 2 feet into the pipe, so it takes a second or so to get it out.
What's in it? Is it candy? I hope it tastes good this time.
Well, it's a kind of candy. Within the bag, you find 4 gems, all of which are emeralds, and you also find 32 platinum coins.
That's not candy at all. Unless you're a rock biter.
Thought that was pillow, but never mind.
Well, Junker, that was a delicious melody, if I may say.
I'll pick my jaw up off the floor.
Very, you are full of surprises, Jung-hoon. That was impressive.
Thanks. Maybe when we get out of here, I'll start my own organ-centered band. People like that, right?
That was maybe the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I'm really surprised and impressed.
It gave me that giant goose flesh.
So we go back down to work the handle on the gauntlet.
Yeah, I mean, the lever itself is pretty basic. It opens and closes the gauntlet, but you haven't yet figured out what is missing in the puzzle here aside from that. You figured out the obvious piece, but there is a less obvious piece, of course.
Are there any indentations in the gauntlet?
There are a few signs of age and whatnot, but it appears that this gauntlet has been kept in near pristine condition.
She says it was used in rituals with a person or something inside the gauntlet. Is there room for a person when the gauntlet is closed, or does it close completely?
You would not guess anybody would be able to survive inside of a closed gauntlet unless they were a halfling or smaller.
Dag, you are skilled with mechanics and such. Perhaps you can take a closer look at this and determine if there's some sort of secret use to it.
Well, let me go check out and look at all some of the mechanisms and stuff, see what I can find. With that, I'll head down and start looking at, like, panels and access panels or something that would be on the gauntlet.
Okay.
Can I make a religion check to see if there's like an accoutrement missing from this statue that
can.
represents the god?
Sure. You recall some kind of limerick or what have you in regards to this temple in Elturel. Something along the lines of, when the hand is open, so too will the way be open. But you've never really... it's just kind of one of those random things that you heard throughout your travels, and you never expected to find yourself in this very chamber. But that definitely comes back to your mind at this moment.
I wonder if the hand being opened would actually open a secret door somewhere within the temple. Because
That's not a bad idea.
I remember somewhere
I'll
where,
throw the switch.
you know, a limerick of some sorts while I was doing my studies of Tyr, and we were studying the allies of Tyr, and the limerick stated that when the hand is open, the way is open.
Oh, I thought you were going to say there once was a man from Elturel.
That one is saved for better company.
Who smelt from here to hell.
The limerick knew.
Perhaps it was a prophetic song.
All right, so we're going to take another walk around this area to see if there's any secret doors have opened.
Okay.
Or if there's any alignments with the fingers and the hand with the rest of the temple, or what may have been there.
No need to move your tokens all the way throughout the board. I can tell you that no secret doors have opened just as a result of the hand being open.
How high up is the open hand on the palm?
I'd say about 9 feet.
Alright, I'll fly up and land on top of the hand and see if that maybe gives me a view of something, or maybe there's something that clicks when I land on it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, you definitely got a view of the room, but that's kind of true of any room that you ever are in. Nothing special about being up here that like opens a new vantage for you or anything. I would say, without going through every square of this rather large place, we can do a perception roll with advantage from one character to simulate others in the group assisting them, and see if we can find it that way.
My perception is not that great.
At a -1, I should do it.
I have a +1.
Well, I'm at a 0, so
Does anybody beat 2?
Sadly, I don't think so.
Nope.
we're not a very astute group.
Yeah, not very at all.
No, the bugbear had the high perception, and then she got plane shifted. So.
Well, hey, he's got a 20 with the advantage.
I mean, I could try.
No.
What did I
No,
see?
Sean Hoon already did.
But I would like to. I'm perceptuous.
Alright, so there it is, actually, no more than 10 feet away from the very lever that you pulled to open the gauntlet. A secret door on the side of the dais upon which the gauntlet is placed, and it is a secret door only about 5 feet high, so even your standard human has to kind of crouch just to get in through the passageway there. But you have successfully found the entry to the next area.
Well, looks like I can fit, but the rest of you are gonna have to duck.
We've been in smaller passages before.
All right, we head on down to the next area.
Into the catacombs we go.
As we start to come in here, is there any evidence of fighting in the stairwell?
There are some bodies that litter the stairwell. Only a couple of them are human, most of them are devils. And it appears that this area has remained hidden for the most part. There have not been many devils that have made their way down here.
Based on just this initial look, I don't know that the attacking force found this place. It's possible the defenders, if they thought the place was lost, withdrew through here.
Agreed.
You can see the stairs. There's no rail to either side of you. You can just jump down that 10 feet to the next set of stairs going down, or you can take the long way and walk down those. But you see two separate sets of stairs heading down to possibly two different areas. Occasional torch sconce on the wall, which are unlit. You can see up there to your north, Selephiel and Grulak, a set of stairs ascending to another area, and to the south, what looks like another connecting series of passages.
These are the sconces.
Yes. Okay, and 1 second there. This small isolated tomb opens up at the end of a flight of broad stairs off the open central area of this level. The body of a young woman lies on the bier, a gleaming greatsword at her side. Greatsword seems in excellent condition. Looks brand new, you would guess.
Is it an old body or what?
It looks like a very new body.
I'm gonna check, and I'm gonna use my divine sight.
Does it look like she was, like, she just died and was laid down there, or was she, like, prepped for a burial and brought in here?
There is no sign of how this woman was killed. Based on the clothing that she's wearing and some of the insignias on her armor, you would guess this to be an older body, but there's no sign of decomposition. And there is no celestial fiend or undead within this radius.
Okay, I'm going to touch the body to see if it's still alive, or if it is truly dead.
You would guess that she is dead.
What's going on? As I bob back and forth, trying to look past Grulok. What's going on up there? What is it?
It's a dead girl that looks extremely fresh for being down in this area. She has a sword and she has armor on. And she's not a demon or anything.
I will look to Rhea and be like, do you know who this is?
She approaches with a look of recognition in her eyes. She has no name. She is known as the Unknown Hero. Years before the companion appeared in the sky, a young red dragon made life miserable for the residents of our city. It ate livestock, burned crops, and demanded tribute. And one day, this woman and her greatsword marched up to the dragon and hacked at the beast with mighty swings. Before the stunned beast could fly away, she slew it. 3 natural 20s in a row. A startled and overwhelmed populace rushed the woman to thank her and reward her for her bravery. As they approached, however, she fell dead. The Unknown Hero was laid to rest in this special place in the cathedral, and her body has never decomposed. Her non-magical greatsword has been placed at her side, and it too has shown no signs of age, giving indication to some that it may in fact possess enchantments that have yet to be identified. Rumors by some of the more eccentric suggested that she was an incarnation of Torm, or even that Torm's essence filled her and inspired her to defeat the threat of the dragon.
Okay, so do we take her weapons and armor and use them, or do we have to leave them here?
I will not take anything from her body, and I will not stand for any of your taking as well.
Just asking if there was like, it was like something like a, you come here and you vanquish foes and you take, anyway, never mind.
She said no, Grulok.
Okay, I didn't say, I said it was okay. I understood. I'm ready to go now.
It's amazing that the devils have not done anything with his body as well.
She looks alive. That's
Perhaps
why
more.
she...
Perhaps the ones that got in here were slain before they could reach her body.
Probably.
Yeah, looking around the ground here, even once you've gone down those initial stairs into this first area, there's no sign of devils anywhere.
More indication that perhaps they have not reached this far and there may be more survivors down here.
Well,
You
let's
know,
continue our
this
search.
makes me think that this might be a better place for us to take a good rest.
Perhaps we'll have to see just how safe it is, though.
Maybe
Hey,
clear
Jong-hoon.
out and then take a
Jong-hoon,
rest.
try that candy you have down here. See how it tastes.
Don't mind if I do. I ate some candy.
It tastes like poo-poo.
Blah. No good.
Well, it was worth a try.
Okay, so which way now, north or south?
Yeah, let's take a nice radius so that if we do take a rest over here, we know that we're pretty safe. So let's head south.
All right.
South is like going downhill.
Branching passage east and west, opening up to at least four more passages that you can see. One on the west, one on the far east, and then one pretty close to you here, and one just east heading north. It's like a winding passage that continues further west, around two corners. Nope. Meanwhile, Nadir is exploring. Give me just a second. Let's halt all the progress elsewhere.
Yeah, from his point of view, I was like, it looks like just dead end rooms. I'll just peek my head in there to make sure.
Alright. So Nadir has found some mausoleums, final resting places of what seem to be esteemed priests, warriors, and other dedicated servants of El Terrell. Taking a peek into these different rooms, you don't see anything of interest in this section. And the central chamber here appears to be a vault that is holding numerous bodies that are interred in, or waiting to be interred in other parts of the cathedral. All of the bodies in this area are human and recently deceased. They all seem to either show signs of crushing damage from possibly destruction in the city, or they have been wounded by what you would assume to be devils and later slain and brought here.
Okay, I'll go check out that other side too.
Okay, that's identical to the opposite side of the chamber there. More interred priests, warriors, and dedicated servants of the city. Rhea and Lulu will move down to here.
Since nobody's following us, I'm moving back to where they are.
As I emerge from that area, I will say to those that kind of like, where's their deer going? Looks like more evidence that there are survivors down here. There's bodies here that bear evidence of the fighting from outside and up top. They were obviously brought here and interred after they died in the battle. So someone brought them here. There are other survivors here who brought these people here.
That could be who took out that other demon upstairs.
No, upstairs was a cultist that's a mystery, and I doubt anybody would kill them and then run down here.
really doesn't matter what he was. He's dead, and somebody killed him. It could have been somebody down here. We can't leave anything to assumption here. It's hell. We can continue however you wanted to go.
Can we go back to exploring, Dan, or no?
Yeah. 1 second here. I was just about to interject with what Don sees here on his continued exploration east, which appears to be a large open hall with signs of flickering light around this corner here. Oh yeah, this place is huge, huge, huge. Even though there are flickering lights here and there, they are not enough to swath the entire chamber in light. And as we get enough people spilling in through here, this large crypt area is presently home to over 100 frightened people. They cower behind sarcophagi and in alcoves, their eyes red and their cheeks stained with tears. Standing before a large font is a haggard woman, her hair matted with sweat. With one arm, she clutches a leather-bound tome to her breast. In the other hand, she wields a ceremonial mace that would probably shatter if it struck anything harder than a pillow. As your characters begin filing into this chamber here, she is the only one that gets benefit of a token on this board, so she's very easy to spot right here. And she holds up the mace in defense of the frightened commoners that are hiding pretty much all throughout this chamber here. And she just looks...
Can I just interject? Can we stop moving tokens when Dan is talking and giving descriptions, so we're not triggering other things that may or may not be affected at this particular time?
That's a good point.
Absolutely.
Good idea. All right.
Well, she holds up her mace and looks at the lot of you, none of whom are human except for Rhea, and Rhea is not the first one that she sees, so she definitely appears wary at your presence. Who are you? Stay back!
I am Celephiel, Paladin of Tyr, and we are here to help you.
You're here to help, huh? How can I be certain you are what you say you are?
I have a flaming fist badge, so I am clearly trustworthy. It's right here. He points to his flaming fist badge. So, you are now safe. We are here to help. He has kind of a big smile, big toothy smile her way, which may or may not terrify her. I don't know, but he gives her one.
We are also traveling with Reyna.
The woman gives Grulok kind of a raised eyebrow of amusement. She immediately seems at least slightly less defensive. But before she can respond to Grulok or Celephiel's next words, Dag instantly spots a very familiar dwarf among the 100 frightened commoners who are here in the room, and that is the point that we will continue it at in our next session.
Oh, me brother!
Oh, good cliffhanger. Good cliffhanger.
Yeah, I didn't think
Very
that...
good game.
Thanks, man. I didn't think that was going to be the cliffhanger that we were actually supposed to get here before the 8 o'clock break. Whoops. Just kind of a
Wow.
testament to how out of sorts everything was tonight.
I thought you did a pretty good
Yep.
job, man. With considering everything, I think you did a great job. It was a good, fun game.
Hey, and probably in this area we could probably get our full rests.
This is exactly where your characters are allowed to get your next long rest, and I would even venture a guess that a celestial steed summoning may be within the realm of possibility inside of this chamber that has somehow remained intact this whole week.
Ooh.
So, how long has it been since the city fell to hell?
I feel like it's been like 10 to 12 days based on my understanding of the timeline. Like, the city was pulled into hell within 24 hours. Baldur's Gate came under assault from all these refugees, and that's where our campaign started. Your characters then spent 2 to 3 days in Baldur's Gate, which was actually like the first 11 sessions, just rooting out what was there and reopening Baldur's Gate. And then there was a good 5 days of travel between Baldur's Gate and Candlekeep, after which you then teleported here to the Nine Hells. So, somewhere between 10, 12 days, I feel.
I've kind of been trying to look it up to see the timeline that's gone on so I can understand where I'm interjected into all of this, since I joined late, obviously.
Right.
But I'm trying not to read spoilers or anything like that. So, I'm just trying to get zeroed in on when we actually are.
Gotcha. Yeah, the game is divided into 5 chapters, I believe, and we're now at the tail end of the first act of chapter 2. So we're still pretty early on in the whole campaign, but I feel like once you get a certain point into the campaign, things definitely ramp up in speed. It seems to me like a lot of the campaign is discovering what's going on, why is this, and what are our options. And then once you've got those pieces on the table, it's just like the Storm King's Thunder, where a lot of it was discovering why the giants are in uproar, what's going on with the Giantkin, why are they at war with each other, why are they attacking the cities. And once you find that out, it's a matter of, okay, well, let's go visit these giants, and from there, okay, we're on the final mission.
I think that was the last game I played with you guys. Weren't we flying around on brooms and that?
Yeah, exactly, because you had Justin playing the Arakakra. So he was flying from level 1, everybody else had to catch up to him. Well, I think we did pretty good tonight. It was definitely not what I was anticipating, but that's just kind of the name of the game sometimes in D&D. I guess it's just extra frustrating with the extra levels that I've placed on the entire experience, so I still have a bit of coping to do in that respect, but that'll be this week's issue between this week and next week, and I don't know, I might need to take next week off. I'll let you know over the course of this week into next week. I definitely have to just kind of look at this whole experience, and there's a lot of factors to take into consideration. I'm not going to bore you with them all now.
Well, next week's a holiday anyways, so you might as well just take the week off.
Well, next Tuesday's the 6th. I was planning on running the game as scheduled, but it really just depends on how this week goes between now and next Tuesday, and just really where I'm at and what determinations I come to when it comes to this entire experience, because on some levels there are definitely weeks where I'm putting in a shitload and I feel like I'm getting this out of it, and that's not necessarily a knock on any of you. It's just kind of the nature of the experiment and the experience as it is, but even that is something that I just need to reflect on, and what is it worth?
I support you no matter what you decide.
Worth and value.
Well, thank you, James. I appreciate that. Overall,
Well, you know, we're all in this together, so if if you do need to take the next week off, if that will even help with John coming in, if having that one extra week helps it so that we're in a great position for John to come on in, that might be a good reason to wait a week also. Or if John is available next week and everything lines into place, I would love to play again next week. So
Yeah.
we'll play it by whatever your schedule is and whatever you can come up with.
The show. I mean, in one respect, this kind of works as a perfect place for John to come in because we're in a spot where all the refugees are hiding, and he could easily just be one of the characters that's here. But I don't know where I'm going to be at over this week. Today was very disappointing in many respects. So I have a lot of just looking over everything to do.
Okay, and do we want to put a hold on Thursday then?
Maybe not. It might be good to bring this to the out of character forum because it might be something that by that point I have more words and more of a coherent stance on, and it could be worth gaining extra perspectives on.
Okay, and we can do like generic questions or generic ideas of gaming.
Oh yeah, and even before things kind of unraveled before the night kicked off tonight, like when we were still sitting at like 5:30 and I was just dealing with, okay, well, I guess Ben is gone. Well, even when it was at that point, I was thinking ahead to Thursday, like that should be one of the Q&As. I mean, what do you do with players who just won't communicate or whose attendance is spotty, or how do you as the GM get through to them? How do you as the player respond to that? And just, I was looking at numerous levels of how that could be an interesting Q&A.
What if we put that Q&A up on the Facebook site tonight, and then to find out the answers or to join our discussion, join us on Thursday for Out of Character?
For sure. Yeah, and I'll definitely be interested in gaining even a handful of perspectives like we did on the one question that you posted on the Facebook page. Because that's what it's all about. I mean, I know that my way of doing things is not perfect. My perspective is not right in every respect. In a lot of respects, it's not. So I'm very eager to gain perspective in that respect. That's why I ask so many questions and so many opinion pieces and so many polls of, what do you guys think about this? What's your opinion on this? What should we do next in this? Because where I've had enough experience where I didn't ask those questions, and I just said, well, I've got an interesting enough story, and this is what I'm putting together, and this is what we're going to play. And then we had USW end the way it did, and we had Agent Orange end the way it did, and we had a very difficult struggle to make it through the new evolution. So those experiences have taught me that, hey, maybe before you start fleshing out the campaign, start polling the players on what they're interested in playing, and even beyond what system and what setting, what kind of game do you want to play?
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, I mean, if nothing else, I do learn from mistakes. It might take me a while to get there, but that's one benefit of the recording process, the way we're doing it, is I've caught a lot of mistakes that I do myself. I don't know how much you guys have noticed it, but I've changed a lot of my to okay, so then I've replaced ums with pauses, and that was a very difficult transition. But on the other hand, it was a very easy transition after editing 150 ums from my own dialogue in different videos. I'm just like, this is enough. I need to learn how to speak a little bit more clearly.
Maybe I'll replace my ums and uhs with
Well, mine have turned into oh.
Well, thanks for sticking it out all tonight. I know it was definitely not an easy night, and for my part, I apologize for my surliness. I definitely tried to present an enjoyable game, as was the intent all day long, but I know some of that was kind of lost in the frazzled state that I was in. So thanks for sticking it out, and I had fun, and I look forward to progressing with what's next.
Oh, for sure. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you then. Again, just keep us updated. Let me know, and yeah, see you guys.
Good night, everyone.
I had a great night tonight, so we'll see what happens on Thursday and this next week. But I had a blast tonight. Thank you.
Not all.
Have a good night.
See ya.